came in. Here it is, middle of August, and ordered it back in April. So it just came in today, and this thing is heavy. It is really heavy. I was amazed at how heavy it is. Of course, it's supposed to be a battery in the box. With the bike, I figure this thing's bumping 90 pounds. As is. And when you know it, as soon as I start, somebody starts up a leaf blower. I see if I can't work around that. It'll be hard to do. Never fails. It's going to be mostly look-see anyway, so I don't know whether my commentary is going to mean that much at this point. I just want to get in here. Probably ought to turn this thing around because this side's going to be the side the bike's in. Let me turn it around. This is my 5th e-bike. My 4th from Lectric. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the sides here. Okay. Check the radiator. Looks like that's okay. Well, that's left knot here, that's fine. That's the little parts and these things that I put on the floor. And the bar. Okay, let's see here. Should be the wheel. Alright. There's the front wheel. Got a little bit of air in it already. Well, I'll just wait. Get that way up. One wheel. Okay, this has got the pedals. And let me see what else. One pedal. Feels like some tools right there. Excuse me, that's 2 pedals. This is the charger right here. So I've got the charger, the 2 pedals, and a couple of hex-head wrenches here. Okay, this looks like this might be my battery. This was my so-called free battery, which is one reason that I bought this bike. I just thought it was such a good deal, considering these batteries retailing at $500 plus. So I figured it was a real good deal. An extra battery. And heavy. So that's my extra battery right there. I think it looks fine. I'll set that right here. Glad that extra battery came in because sometimes they have shortages on batteries, and even when you order an extra battery, a lot of times it doesn't come with the delivery of your bike. So I'm glad that it did. Main thing you want to check is make sure that this display is not damaged. That's one thing that does get damaged. I'm going to leave this wrapping on it right now. But the display, as far as I can tell, looks fine. And this is the first electric that I've gotten since they tried to do all their biodegradable packing. Before it had a lot of foam, my other bikes. And this is basically cardboard and wrapping paper. Watch out when you're using an X-Acto that you don't accidentally hit the finish on your bike, because it's very easy to do with one of these knives. So just be careful when you're using one. Okay. There we go. So far so good. Everything's looking fine. Okay, a lot of your assembly instructions here. There goes the keys. Very important. Don't lose your keys. Don't throw your keys away with the trash. I'm going to take these keys and put them over here. Yeah. It's always good to separate your keys once you get everything right. That way you won't lose both of them at the same time. That way you can lose one and you've got another one somewhere else that hopefully you can find. I'm going to replace a lot of the stock items on this bike. I've already got some parts left over from some of my previous bikes. Like I've got a couple of seats. I've got a Roku and I've got a Cloud 9 seat, an extra one. And I've also got an extra Sun Tour seat post that I'm going to put on here. And that should soften up the ride a lot. The back got it. The back. Yeah, getting close, getting close. This is the first large wheel, I'm going to say, bikes. The other 4 e-bikes that I've had have all been 20-inch wheels on them. Where this one has the 27.5-inch wheel. Okay. Turn the bike around so you can see what I'm getting ready to do. Of course, as I'm filming this, I will kickstand. Looks a little nicer than the ones I remember on the XPs. Of course, I bought first 2 that I bought, one for me and one for my wife, was right before the pandemic in 2019. They hadn't been out long. Lectric was just getting a start then, and it was fortunate that I bought a bike from a reputable company for the first one. I don't remember having any real issues with the first one that I bought. All right, that's pretty much the unboxing of it. We'll take a little break now and redo a few things and clean up a little of this mess, and I'm an assembly of it, okay? So I will be back shortly and do an assembly. Okay, I'm back, guys. I got everything cleaned up and got the bike mounted on my bike stand. If you watched any of my previous videos, you know that this is a stand that I use that I highly recommend. It'll lift up to 500 pounds, and I mounted one of these Park Tool bike stand clamps. Works great on this. I can raise it and lower it and get it up high enough so I don't have to really bend over very much to get things on. I'm not going to go through a complete assembly of this because what I've got here, and I'll actually be looking at this as I'm going along to make sure I don't miss anything.
There will be handles punched out to help make carrying easier.
But
Thanks, Tony.
This is on the Lectric site. It's the first time ride assembly of the bike, so there's no need for me to duplicate that. It also goes through the unboxing, which I did. I just wanted to show you what it was like for a customer to unbox it as opposed to, I guess, pre-choreographed disassembly that they do at the Lectric plant. But anyway, wasn't that much. Got it apart. There are a few things you need to look over first. It's in fairly good condition as far as shape. It didn't suffer too much in the transport. I've seen a few little scratches on it. I'll just show you. I'm not a real stickler with this bike. I am with a lot of things I've got, but I realize that this bike over time is going to get scratches on it, so it's not like my car. Now that's totally different. That's my car. I'm very particular about it. But this I can live with. There's a little scratch there. I don't know if you can see it. A little paint deflect down there, which is nothing unusual for this type of bike. The weldings, all of them look fairly good. You know, they're consistent welds. They look good. And one little scratch up here. I've got to adjust this. And on the assembly, they tell you what tools you need, but you're going to need more than what they show you. You're going to need a few more wrenches. I've got my full set of wrenches out here. It's good to have some hex wrenches like this, millimeters, because you're going to have to make some adjustments on a few of these things. I had to adjust this so I could get it up and over because it comes down in a protected position, but you're not going to ride your bike with it in that position. You're going to have it rotated on up in such a way that you can read it. But of course, I'm going to leave it loose because I'm going to probably have to do some adjustments. I'm going to start out with these handlebars on it. I'm sure that I'm going to probably replace these handlebars with some of my own. And of course, when you assemble this, there are going to be a number of things that you have to do in the assembly, which such as checking all your bolts out and things. Now they go over that in the video on their website, Lectric website. But just bear in mind that you just can't slap the wheel on it, charge the batteries, and go. It's not quite that easy. But anyway, like I say, I'm not going to go through the details. I'll come back after I have this thing fully assembled and show you the little bitty things that I had to tweak on it. Okay? Okay, this is the first big I call it a big problem that I've run into. These forks, I don't know if they've got bent in a little bit doing shipment or what, but my wheel axle would not fit up into it. It was way too tight. I ended up having to machine down each one of these cones here on this axle. I had to machine those down right much to get it to fit in here. Looks like there's enough metal there. There's no problem in machining them down. It's just the fact that you shouldn't have to, it should fit. And right now it's a tight fit. It's just a tight fit. So be aware that you may have some issues with these forks being too tight. Okay, so I did take my brake caliper off so I could have more room to make sure that I got the wheel on there properly. And then I put my caliper back on once the wheel was in place. That's no big problem. You do need to know how to center your caliper, make sure it's centered. It appears to be no problem. I don't hear anything scraping. Brake works fine. Okay, I finally got it back together and taking it out. Did a little riding just to see that everything works. Everything seems to be working fine once I got that front wheel right. And I've still got some tweaking to do on it as far as getting my seat like I want it and my handlebars like I want them, and a few other things. Make sure though when you do put this together after you get it and assemble it out of the box, make sure that you go over all your nuts and bolts and everything to make sure that they're tight, because I did find a few bolts that should have been tight, a few screws that should have been tight that were loose, and so it doesn't hurt to give it that little extra go over. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it. Until next time, y'all have a nice day.